But first, let's get to those cocktails that we've been telling you about. I'm joined in the Price Chopper kitchen with Tim Tuohy of Kansas City Canning Company. Tim, you're going to show us how to make what you're calling a morning cocktail.
Yes.
Simply because we're making it in the morning.
Exactly.
And we're making it out of marmalade.
When you call it a morning cocktail, that's why you're allowed to drink it in the morning.
Okay.
Right?
I like that rule.
I think
that's good.
That's my logical steps there.
Most people put marmalade on toast only, but you're going to use your marmalade from Kansas City Canning Company to make one of your cocktails. What's it called?
So it's the Uncle Tom Morning Sour.
Okay.
Yes, and I call it the Uncle Tom Morning Sour because we're using Tomstown whiskey.
Yeah.
And this is actually something that my wife and I had at our wedding. So we did something similar to an old fashioned.
How do we do it?
So we're using 2.5 ounces of whiskey.
How many seconds do you count for 2.5?
2.5.
That was longer than 2.5, that felt.
I'm very thirsty this morning.
Okay.
And we're going to use about 2 ounces of our Clementine Thyme marmalade.
So 2 blobs.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 blobs.
2 blobs.
A very, very strong pour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so, you do regular lemon juice that the rest of us lay people would get in the grocery store?
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to do 3 dashes of bitters.
Are you using orange bitters or regular bitters?
That's regular bitters. The recipe suggests using orange bitters.
This is the scary part for me.
Now, this is...
It's a raw egg.
It is raw egg, yes. However, you got a hefty amount of booze in there.
So you feel like
these are farm fresh eggs from Campo Lindo, so we know exactly where they came from. And what I'm going to do is...
Just the white?
Just the white, right there.
What happens if the yolk goes in? Is the drink dead? Dead meat? It's dead to you?
No? Okay.
You still can drink it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Carry on.
Now, yeah, I would generally like to be a little bit more careful than that right there, but...
So you just had ice water in the glass to chill the glass?
Ice water in the glass to chill the glass, and we're going to give this a hefty shake. So almost 20 seconds of full shaking.
Get your workout in.
Exactly.
It's like a full-service cocktail.
You know, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to have some cocktails, so I might as well get my workout in right now before I get into it.
Kansas City Canning Company really specializes in what you call elevating the art of canning and preserving. How did you get into the canning business?
I grew up doing it. I grew up in New Jersey. That's why I talk like this. And
I didn't notice an accent or anything.
No? Oh, my wife says I talk like I got peanut butter in my mouth.
Just wait till she sees what other surprise you have in store for the end of this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will in a second. So you grew up in New Jersey on a farm or what?
No, right straight up in the suburbs. And my father had a 1/4 acre of garden. My neighbors did as well. And at the end of every growing season, we used to put all the tomatoes in in jars and have them for the winter.
And then you turned it into a career in Kansas City.
Well, I was a restaurant chef for years. And I was a restaurant chef for long enough to know that I didn't want to be a restaurant chef anymore. And
it's a high stress job.
Absolutely, and long hours, and it's difficult to be home.
Is running your own business easier than that? It seems like it would be so hard to run an entire...
Short answer, no.
Yeah.
But luckily, this past September, we were able to hire 2 people, and I found 2 unicorns at the same time, and I scooped them right up and put them in my pocket.
You use as much locally sourced produce as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
You're passionate about that. Oh, that's a pretty drink.
It's super important.
Can I taste this?
Please.
As I take a sip of this, I want to talk about something. You recently took over the Instagram account for a day on your birthday for Kansas City Canning Company.
Exactly.
And your wife didn't want you to do it.
Well, I'm not allowed to touch any of the social media.
Here's why. I want you to explain yourself. What's happening there? Can you tell us, please?
I'm doing my best Burt Reynolds, and I think I pull it off.
Well, you know, Burt Reynolds pulled it all off, which is why we had to blur that picture. That's from his 71 Cosmo shoot.
Yeah, big time.
And your wife, what's her name? She's watching
Laura.
at home. Laura. Did she know this was going to be on television?
She did not know this was going to be
on television. Morning, Laura. We're having marmalade cocktails and looking at your husband pose like Burt Reynolds.
It's nice.
It's very nice.
I mean, he had the bear skin, I got pickles.
What did you say about pickles?
I was propping my arm up on pickles.
Oh, on pickles. Okay, I was like, this took a weird turn. Tim Tuohy from Kansas City Canning Company, thank you. Quick question, what's the difference between marmalade and jam?
So the marmalade has a citrus rind in it.
That's it, the rinds.
Yes, exactly. And the marmalades are all citrus, jams, you could use any other type of fruit.
With this cocktail, you want to use Kansas City Canning Company marmalade. Tim Tuohy from Kansas City Canning Company, thank you.
Thank you.
That was a great picture. I think that's one to frame for the kids when they graduate college or weddings or what have you.
It's got legs on it.
You did, nice legs.